Hello
Hey,
there.
Zach. Good to see you.
Yeah, I thought it would be at least a few more years before I had to dance with the Reaper, but here we
you.
are.
You've had a brush with death.
I'm sure every single interview is going to begin with something along those lines, but whatever.
You're the first one I've said that to.
Thank you. Well, first things first. Death plays a 5-string bass.
Rocks out on it too.
Is there
Um,
is there for my bass playing friends who I haven't told them anything about the movie, but like I know they're gonna say something like, oh, 5, huh? Why didn't they go for the classic 4 or like the hardcore 6? Why the 5?
why? Yeah. Why did? Why the five?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't pick it out. I thought I was going to play the stand-up bass again, but it was funnier if he's gone off on. He sort of had a bit of a solo career. At the end of Bogus Journey, we see that Death has joined Wild Stallions, and then he goes off on his own solo career. And but yeah, I got to the set and they said, no, he's got to have this cool 5-string bass. It's like I don't play the bass at all. I've played lots and lots of guitars and ukuleles and banjos and mandolins, so it wasn't that foreign to me. But it was, but there you go. So your friends who play the bass. One of my best friends is in the business is Lee Scalar, Leland, and I don't even think he plays a 5-string bass. Does he?
I couldn't tell you. But
No.
well, so obviously it's been a long time since you've been Death. When you're coming back, the obviously the first thing is the makeup. For you, someone who doesn't often play these types of physical transformation characters, is it a necessary evil, or are you like, hell yeah, let's do it?
I guess it's a necessary evil because it's a pain in the butt. It's less fun than it looks. And this weird thing has happened to my skin. Like about maybe 10, 15 years ago, my skin started to react to makeups. And now my skin just hates, like, you can't put any kind of makeup on it without it reacting. So all the way through the shooting of this thing, first of all, the makeup took about 3 hours to do, and then another 45 minutes to get it off. So, but yeah, it's just a necessary, a necessary evil. There's no Reaper if he's not the man with no tan,
Was it a different process than with Bogus Journey in terms of the makeup?
No, so it was basically the same thing. I mean, I didn't shave my head for either of them. It's a ball cap that's glued down, and then it's eyebrow covers and little. I guess they made my cheekbones stick out a little bit, and then they start painting, and then airbrushing, and it's just this big, and the hands, the bony. I have bony hands now, but yeah, it's just a process, and and my skin was really fighting it. My skin was like my skin was really hating it, but it was worthwhile. I mean, things we do for love. It was. I really, really, really enjoyed playing the Reaper again and letting that character breathe and walk and come alive and interact with Alex and Keanu and so on. It was just, put up with whatever you have to put up with. Right. The robes were big, heavy, black, heavy things, and it's 150 degrees in New Orleans in the summer. But you just, you know, it was worthwhile. It was really fun to do. And the minute we were on the set together, the minute Alex and Keanu and I were back together, it was just like, it was, the energy was there and the fun was there, and you know, that was really fun. And
it's not just the visual for you. It's not just, you know, the makeup and everything. Like, you know, you're kind of not pigeonholed because you played a wide variety of characters, but I feel like your default when your headshot is passed around is like tough guy, Die Hard 2, Men with Feet.
Yeah. I don't know why that is. I'm not a tough guy. I mean, I'm not any tougher than anybody else. I'm just, you know, I'm just an actor. I guess the Reaper is a big stretch. He's a leap. You know, he doesn't sound like me or look like me or look, you know. And maybe that's why he's so much fun to play, because he's, you know, there's a lot of freedom in that. It's almost like a clown, like the classic, you know, clowns put on white makeup and the, you know, whatever they do, and all of a sudden they're like, you know, they can be huge. It's very freeing. And I sort of felt the same way with him. As soon as he was all together, he's just a different creature.
Was there a learning curve to falling back into it? Like especially with the accent, did you have to relearn it, or has it always been?
It's always been there. It's always. Well, no, I watched Bogus Journey to get ready to play this one. I went back and watched the first two movies again, and mostly to remind myself what I had done, what I sounded like and what I looked like, and little gestures and things that I did in Bogus Journey. And but as soon as I put the robes on and the makeup and the Czechoslovakian accent, he just appeared. It didn't really take much coaxing. He'd been waiting. It was like he was in a box all these years, and I let him out to play. And then he didn't want to go away. He was like, he wanted to improvise. He wanted to dance. I really didn't want to put him away again. So
that's awesome. That's
yeah.
Well, when you're playing this role and you've got that time on the set, like you know, I've heard, you know, the stories about on Bogus Journey, you really getting to cut loose and make stuff up and write your own Reaper rap. Did you have that room to? That sounds like the oldest, like the first question that everyone is. Oh, did you get to improvise on set? But like, especially when you've got all the blue screens around, you know, hell is mostly, from what I can tell, you know, a blue screen environment. You know, is that stifling creatively on set, or is it the opposite? Do you feel like you get to play more?
I didn't find it stifling. The Reaper's pretty playful to begin with. And I mean, I always ad lib. I'm always, you know, I'll try things if they work. You know, if I do it in the Reaper's voice and it's right for the scene, if it's right for the moment, and the crew falls on the ground laughing, then it was probably right. Not everything that that I don't recommend that actors improvise all over the place, but and I didn't either. I mean, things got in. There were a few there were a few personal. You make it personal. You make it your own. You know. I guess that's how I feel about it. It happened on Bogus Journey too. So once the character comes alive and he's there and he's in the situation, sometimes a thing will occur you know, just by accident, just kind of naturally. And again, if it's right for the moment, if it's right for the scene, it ends up in the scene. And if it's not, you know, you just stick to the script. When I did the Reaper rap, it was because they had written a little poem to be the rap, and I couldn't make it make sense. I couldn't make it scan, and I couldn't make it make sense. And I asked them, would it be all right if I try to write something? And they said, yeah. And that's when I came up with, you might be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper, which is now, it's going to be on my tombstone, I think. It's like, funny story. In 1991, the state of California executed a guy named Robert Alton Harris. And when they read his last words, the warden, I don't know, whoever does it, his last words were, you might be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper. And the press got a hold of it and said, that's from Bogus Journey. And they started calling me and saying, well, that was something that you had added. How do you feel about, you know, writing this guy's last words? And I said, well, I hate to lose a fan under any circumstances, but I had one fan in the world and you killed him.
Well,
I'm glad he found some comfort in that. You know, I guess there's an eternal truth in that.
Definitely. And there's something special, you know, actors get recognized, you know, it's part of your trade is, you know, walking down the street and being recognized and having to, you know, hide your annoyance or enjoy the moment. But there must be an extra special like kick when someone recognizes you as the Reaper because he doesn't look like you.
Right.
So
I think it's only happened once, I think. Well, I guess people know me more now than back when I did that. But police recognize me for some reason. They're really good with faces. But even under the 3 hours of makeup and the ball cap, I had a cop one time in an elevator say, you're William Sadler, Grim Reaper, right? And I went, whew, yes. Yeah.
It's supposed to be William Sadler, come with us.
Yeah, it wasn't like, Mr. Sadler, you have the right to remain silent.
Right. It's great to be stopped.
It would have been, yeah, that would have sucked.
Yeah. Oh, do you want an autograph? Yeah. Tell it to us at the station. Well, it has been a delight to get to talk to you. It was a delight to watch this fantastic movie that I never thought I'd get. You know, I remember being like, I think I was in high school when they announced that they were going to be doing it.
Really?
And it was like 10 years ago or so. And I was like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And I saw it last night and I believe it, baby. So thank you for everything that you did in that movie and all your movies. I'm such a huge fan and it is a delight to see the Reaper in action one more time.
Dude, thank you so much. It means a lot.
Sure. Thanks so much. I'll catch you on the next one.
All right.